sequel to the uber-popular assassin romp, Assassin's Creed 2, is finally here. Although I'm sure you're just oozing with expectation, you can't help but wonder how it's evolved from its predecessor. In terms of gameplay, Assassin's Creed 2 pretty much sticks to the same formula. But in terms of storytelling and style, well, that's just an assassin of a different color. Like what I did there? In this game, the main character of Desmond will be returning, and this time he'll be climbing into the Animus of his own free will, and it'll be to explore another member of his assassin-y lineage, Ezio. First off, the story is much more absorbing in this game. You add 1 part revenge, 1 part historical mystery, and you've got storytelling gold. You'll be taking the role of Ezio, who's seeking revenge for the death of his father and brothers. On his road to retribution, he discovers a much deeper mystery, and the fact that his family is tied to a long lineage of enemies, the Templar and the Assassins. Your setting is Renaissance Italy, which is a much more colorful and vibrant world to explore. And not only is it an absolutely gorgeous environment, it is a perfect historical landscape for your story. It's in this setting that you'll meet a number of historical figures, one of them being Leonardo da Vinci. And it's these scenes that are some of the most interesting in the game.
Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger. Really?
Platforming is another great aspect of this game. Your character Ezio is a much lighter and more agile assassin, so he can do a lot of really cool things that Altair couldn't. Although you do have some issues with camera angles, they're minor, and overall the platforming is just a more fluid and enjoyable experience in this game. And lastly, and for me, the greatest and most enjoyable aspect of this game is the customization options. You'll have a number of weapons that you can purchase in the game, and you'll want to take the time to collect money and do missions so you can get them all, because each one yields a different enjoyable outcome to taking down baddies. And the most enjoyable of these being the double-wristed retractable blade, because you can do this. More, please. You'll also have the option to purchase armor and clothing, which are equally as enjoyable to explore, and eventually you'll have the ability to customize your own villa and renovate it in any way you see fit. Although Assassin's Creed 2 is an excellent game, it does have a few flaws. There's a couple instances of tricky camera angles while platforming, and a game that's as gorgeously designed as this one is, it's really discouraging to see such poor facial modeling. It really makes some of the cutscenes awkward. Assassin's Creed 2 will meet all of your expectations for a platformer, an adventure, and even a history lesson. It's improved on almost every flaw of its predecessor. The platforming is more realistic and fluid, your setting is more interactive, and your story is much more absorbing. Although it has a few minor flaws, overall, it's a successful sequel. We give Assassin's Creed 2 4 out of 5 stars.
Don't you recognize me? It's me, Mario!